Hi, my name is Alex and welcome to the Crochet Circle.
In this video tutorial, I want to show you how to make this little Christmas present. Now, this is really a basic pattern. It only uses chain stitches and it only uses single crochet stitches. Now for the little bow, I also will show you how to make this. The little bow uses double crochet stitches, so basic stitches, and really you don't need a lot of yarn for it, so it's a perfect yarn stash buster. And I think your Christmas tree with an ornament like this will look amazing. Of course, the yarn choice and the color choice is up to you. So let's begin. Let's see what you will need. Some yarn. It can be cotton yarn. I'm gonna be using cotton yarn or any other yarn in any color that you want. I'm using some contrasting yarn for the bow. So this one is in gold because red and gold go together. Then I have the crochet hook with the appropriate crochet hook size for your yarn, scissors, needle, and a measurement tape. Now, a measurement tape, why I'm using it is because the pattern is actually adjustable and you can make it as big or as small as you want, but just to give you kind of the idea how big it's gonna be, I'm gonna be using a measurement tape. But I do know that my base will be done in 10 chains, so but you can make more or less depending on how big or how small your package you want to be. So let's begin. Now I have my red cotton yarn. This is actually called Tango, and I really love crocheting with this one. As I said, the base is gonna be 10 stitches, so I'm making a slip knot, and in that slip knot I have to do 10 chains. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this is gonna be the size of my package. Now each row from now on is the same. That means each row begins with a chain 1 and a single crochet all the way till the end. So chain 1 and 10 single crochets. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, if you want a bigger package, just do more chains in the beginning and just do single crochets all the way to the desired height. So I've done chain 1 and now 10 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 2 rows done, 8 more to go. Chain 1, turn the work around, and 10 single crochets. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, chain 1 and 10 single crochets. I don't know if I told you, but this is a really fast and simple project. because you're using only basic crochet stitches, and this time it's just chains for the beginning and then single crochet stitches. Each time when you go into a new row, do a chain one just to go up into the row, and then continue with single crochets. Now if you've done 15 chains in the beginning because you want your package to be a bit bigger, then you just do 15 single crochets, but I started with the base of 10, so that means I'm gonna be doing 10 single crochets in each row. Now for the bow that I will be making for this package, for this Christmas ornament, there is a different tutorial on how to do that, but because it's such a fast thing to make, I'm just gonna show you in this one as well, so you don't have to switch videos for that. Now I have already done 6 rows. I'm now on the 7th row, and after this row I'm gonna actually count if I still have 10 stitches, because I don't want to undo the rows that I've done. It would be much better if I would be actually counting them, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So I still have 10 single crochets, and let's just count the rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I already have 8 of them. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 more rows to go. Now, if you don't want your present to be a perfect square, you can make less rows to make it a bit chunkier, or more rows to make it a bit more taller, but I'm aiming here for a perfect square, and hopefully 10 rows should be enough. Actually, 10 rows are enough. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. If I fold it in half diagonally, as you can see, you get a triangle that kind of covers the whole thing. Now that's it, the first square is done. I'm gonna do a chain 1, leave just a bit of a tail and cut the yarn. Now with the second one that I'm gonna be doing, do not cut the yarn because we have to join these 2 squares together. So that's number 1 done. Let's start with the second one. Again, yarn around my thumb. I go from the bottom with my crochet hook, grab the yarn, pull it through and make a slip knot. Adjust it, tighten it up, and now I have to do 10 chains. 10 chains. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now each row, chain 1 and 10 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see, I'm doing the first row in the top loops only of the chains. I know usually I'm using that I'm going through both loops, but this time I'm just using the top loops because the bottom two loops I'm gonna be using for joining the squares together. I'm here at 5, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now 9 more rows like this, chain 1 and 10 single crochets. And the last one, the 10th one, only on the second row, is a bit odd because it's the end of the chain stuff, but from now on it's gonna be easier. I have 2 rows done, so 8 more rows of 10 single crochets to make. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Chain 1, go up into the next row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Chain 1 and 10 single crochets. Chain 1 and 10 single crochets. Chain 1 and 10 single crochets again. Don't forget it's 10 rows because my base was made with 10 chains. If you have much thicker yarn and you think only 8 chains would be enough, then do 8 rows up, or as I already mentioned, if you don't want the perfect square, if you want to make it more chunkier, then just do less rows, and if you want like a tall present, just make more rows. I've done a chain 1 and now I have to do 10 single crochets till the end of the row. Chain 1 and I'm gonna count this row now, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Chain 1 and 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I think I should be done. I'm just gonna count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Now, because this is the second one, and because I didn't do my bow yet, I'm gonna make a bit bigger loop, and I'm gonna leave it here on the side. Why? Because I have to make a bow. So I'm taking my golden yarn. It's really loose, so that's why there's this elastics up here, because once you start untangle it, it just runs off. Now for the bow, a magic ring, you go in and you do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And now I'm gonna do double crochet stitches. I'm gonna do 3 double crochet stitches, so that's 2 and 3. I'm gonna do chain 2 and a slip stitch. Now I'm gonna do a chain 3, three double crochets, so that's a 1, 2, 3, chain 2 and a slip stitch. I'm gonna do a chain 1, leave just a bit of a tail and pull the yarn through. Now all I have to do is close up the magic ring and I made a mess, but it's gonna be fine. Now what I'm gonna do also is kind of cover the hole of the magic ring with just yarn going around the center. And I'm gonna use my needle now. That's the little bow done. I am gonna attach it with this golden yarn once I have my package together. Perhaps it's gonna be in the middle, perhaps it's gonna be on top. I'll see. Now what you can also do, you can also embroider your package now, or you can do that at the end. I will first join these two squares together, and then I'm gonna position the bow, and if needed I'm then gonna use the same golden yarn to perhaps put some small stars in it or whatever else, perhaps even a cross, to see that it's gonna be just a little bit more sparkly. Okay, so I'm not actually gonna bother with the end tails because they're gonna be all inside. So I am gonna put the boxes together so that the front side, back sides are both on the same side. So as you can see, these are both, let's say, front ends. when I end at the top left corner. So that means both insides should be inside. So I have actually in each of the corners I have the end tail, and I'm not gonna be doing anything with that end tail because I'm just gonna put them into my work so I don't have to worry and sew them in. But if you feel more comfortable, just sew them in, and then you won't have the hassle of looking where they're where they are actually. Okay, one more thing. Corners, in each corner you do 3 single crochets. In each row you just do 1 single crochet, and as well as on the top and the bottom stitches you just do 1 single crochet. I'm gonna start with a chain 1. I'm gonna go with my crochet hook in the last stitch and in the first stitch of the second square, and I'm gonna make a single crochet. That's 1, 2, and that's the third one. Now I need to do single crochets all the way down. So in each row I'm gonna go in with my crochet hook and I'm gonna crochet them together, just doing single crochets all the way to the bottom. As you can see, you are getting a bit more to your original square just because of the single crochets at the edge. So just single crochets. Now here I am at the edge, so I'm gonna go through the through the first one and through the second one. Now this end tail, as you can see, I'm pulling it in, and because this is a corner stitch I have to do 3 single crochets in it. So that's 1, 2 and 3. That kind of turns the corner really nicely. Now I have to go and do single crochets till the end of the row. Do you remember in the first row when I said you only do the top loops of the chains? Well, that's now much easier. As you can see, you kind of get these holes here. I hope you can see it. These holes that you can then crochet through the single crochet stitches when you're joining the 2 squares together. And if they are perfectly aligned, it goes really easy. So that's now 9, and that's the 10th one. Because again, this is the corner stitch, I'm gonna do 2 more, because in each corner there are 3 single crochets, and I go up the other side. And this is in the last or the first stitch. And that was me having a phone call in the middle. So where was I? Yes, the corner stitch. Again, as you can see here, There's my end tail. I'm gonna grab it, I'm gonna put it into the middle, and also the end knot, if you want to call it like that. It's on the inside. I'm here in the corner, so that means I need to do 3 single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3. And now, because the stitches on top are aligned, I have to do single crochets all the way to the start. But if you want a loop to hang your ornament, you have to do 5 stitches and then the chains for the loop, and that is actually what I'm gonna do. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that's half of the package. Now I'm gonna do chains. How much chains? I'm gonna use a measurement tape because I wanted a loop like that. So chains for about 12 centimeters or 4 3/4 of an inch. So I'm gonna just do chains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think 12 will be enough, and then another 12 for the way down. That's 10, 11, 12. Let's see. Yeah, that's gonna be fine. And now I need to do, I think, 4 more single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. The invisible join. Leave a bit of a tail. Cut the yarn. Pull the yarn through of the hook. Now don't forget, with the invisible join, you're not going into the first stitch. I hope you can see it. I'm not going into the first stitch, I'm gonna overlay this stitch, so I'm going into the second single crochet of the beginning. Going in, I'm overlapping the first stitch and going back from where I started. And that's done. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna go into the middle of my work. Now this is gonna be the front side, this is gonna be the back side. So here on the back side I can go and make a knot, kind of a knot. What I'm just doing is scraping the bottom part of the box of the present and working the tail in. That's gonna be it. Now here I have my golden little bow. And I'm gonna put it here on top. So I'm gonna go in, move it just a bit. Oh, I'm so afraid of poking my fingers with a needle. So I just want to sew it on. Now I need to make a knot. I'm gonna do a knot on the bottom. I'm gonna go once around the bow. You can also have a button here or a bead or whatever you want, but now that I know how to make these beautiful bows, I opted for a bow. And that's it. Cut the end tail. And this is a small gift, a present, an ornament for a Christmas tree. What you can also do is put some yarn around. I'm gonna just show you how to do this as well. So I'm gonna grab some of my golden yarn. You don't need to use the golden yarn, you can use whatever yarn. I think it would be much nicer if it wouldn't be in the same color. I'm actually gonna make a knot. I'm gonna go in through the back side in one of those holes between the stitches, and I'm gonna come out just below my bow, and because it's a knot, even if I pull it, it won't go anywhere. Now I'm gonna go and double stitch it on the bottom. I'm gonna go through the back side. Now I'm gonna go in and go to one of the sides. Oops. And I'm gonna go crosswise. I'm gonna first secure it here with a stitch. And now I'm gonna go across. Now what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna go here in the middle because I want it to be just a bit secured in the middle, and I just go up and down. Now all I have to do is again make a knot, and then it's done. Now you don't have to use stitches like that. You can make the chain stitches with embroidery or back stitches or any other decorative stitches, to be honest. I'm gonna be making a knot here and then hiding the end tail. So I'm gonna go into my work and that's it. Cut the yarn, get rid of all the golden marks, and that's it. So that's the little present from the back side, from the front side here. So if you enjoyed the video, let me know. If you have any questions, just ask down in the comment box below. And until the next time, I'm gonna say happy crafting!